The consumer watchdog has launched court proceedings against Microsoft for allegedly misleading approximately 2.7 million Australians over its Microsoft 365 subscriptions. For more details, here's our finance presenter, David Chow. And David, in simple terms, what is this case about?
Well, Kath, the gist of this lawsuit is that the ACCC has accused Microsoft of deceiving its customers and profiting unfairly as a result. So all up, the regulator says there were 2.7 million Australians who subscribed to Microsoft 365 for personal use, and they set it to renew automatically every year, that subscription. So for those who need a reminder, well, this software suite includes Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, things that a lot of people use every day for work and personal life and school assignments, and it's very hard to find viable alternatives if suddenly it were to be switched off and you don't want to pay the subscription anymore. So now, the other context to note is that in the last couple of years, Microsoft launched an AI tool called Copilot. They spent a lot of money on it and they want to recoup the cost as quickly as possible. Basically, Copilot allows you to summarize long reports, fix up formatting issues, analyze data, etc. Now, the ACCC is alleging the wrongdoing of Microsoft is that it got in touch with people who subscribed to Microsoft 365 and essentially gave them an ultimatum. That is, in order to renew that subscription, you must agree to sign up to Copilot as well, and we'll charge you more for it. So prices would go up by 45%, from $109 to $159 per year, which is a pretty significant increase, Kath. So you can imagine a lot of customers felt like they had no choice but to accept that price hike and accept Copilot as well, not that they knew what to do with it at the time. So essentially it was a take it or leave it situation. But the case being argued by the ACCC is that there was a third option that Microsoft deliberately kept hidden and failed to inform consumers about, so they were not given an informed choice. So the only way to see that third option is if you actually decide to click cancel your subscription. Then Microsoft would show you a screen which says, okay, you can stay on your existing subscription plan without having to sign up to Copilot, and you can still maintain the same price without that 45% price hike. See, not many people would get to the stage of hitting cancel and seeing what that third option is to assess their available options. And that is the misleading conduct. Microsoft not giving all the available options for the consumers to make a rational decision. So the gist of it essentially is the ACCC arguing Microsoft in very sneaky ways tried to earn extra money by not being transparent with customers. And the ACCC chair, Gina Cass-Gottlieb, gave a press conference earlier today, and she detailed what consumers can do if they want to revert back to their old subscription plan.
It's very important for consumers who now, hearing our announcement, realise that they may have received communications that did not give them proper information. Importantly, for a number of consumers, you will be able, as we understand, to contact through your customer account process for your Microsoft plan, to be able to contact Microsoft and to elect to return to and stay with your existing plan prior to the auto-renewal. However, this will depend upon the date of your auto-renewal. If you have questions or cannot find this means of indicating your preference, you should contact Microsoft directly.
So, David, what has Microsoft's response been?
Well, it's a very brief one, so brief I can actually read it out in full. So Kath, Microsoft spokesperson said, "Consumer trust and transparency are top priorities for Microsoft, and we are reviewing the ACCC's claim in detail. We remain committed to working constructively with the regulator and ensuring our practices meet all legal and ethical standards." So in short, they're still processing this and they're keeping their options open. But interestingly, I guess ACCC and Microsoft clearly don't see eye to eye about this, because if they did, the announcement from the regulator would have looked very different. Like, say, if Microsoft was presented with all the evidence and they capitulated and agreed to pay a fine, which they would then take to the federal court for rubber stamping. See, that hasn't happened. So that suggests Microsoft doesn't agree with the way the regulator has argued the case and is possibly thinking of contesting the matter. After all, the ACCC has filed a statement of claim, so Microsoft now has 28 days to file a defence. That's what would happen next. And the ACCC will be seeking very big fines fine against Microsoft and some consumer redress to compensate customers for their loss, even though it won't be that much. But ultimately, the message of the regulator is they're trying to deter Microsoft from doing this again, and other tech companies who are thinking of doing something similar and possibly misleading customers. They're trying to avoid a repeat of this situation.